Next topic, Errol Spence, he back on. You already know. He invested in himself, that means he black on. He back on the city. He said that, hey, these fighters, they don't want to see me back. They mad that I'm back too early. They mad I'm back, I'm about to take over. Now, I'm about to explain this real quick, because when I report, especially when it comes to a situation like Errol Spence when he had the car crash, Errol Spence, you got to keep in mind at the end of the day, you know, I'm reporting the news about a person and his situation, and I want all the best for him and his family, because obviously he got to feed his AkHis, his kids and all that, right? So when I report, I'm going to try to report as much positive news as I can on Errol Spence. I'm not trying to report no negative stuff. And even if it's like, if it's a rumor, why would I report it? People talking about, oh, Errol Spence will never walk again. Errol Spence, you know, he will never box again. And then it changes to Errol Spence, he be out of the ring for 2 years. Then it changes back to, oh, you know, he gonna be fighting back in 6 months, but he no longer the same. If he back in a couple months, then he did great. Alhamdulillah, at the end of the day, right? That's what you're supposed to say. What's up with all this negative energy? So we don't let that come over here in Split Decision and AkHi TV. That's why you should subscribe, because we deliver the positive news. I'm gonna deliver the positive news before the negative ones. So what you speak is exactly what you receive. So when I talk about Errol Spence, like I said, I'm not trying to focus on the negative. I mean, obviously Errol Spence wasn't talking the way he used to talk, and I ain't talking about wanting to smoke, because he still wanted to smoke. Matter of fact, he want all of it. You know what I'm saying? He even wants some more. He hungry. Just like a lion, when you starving, he want to eat some more. But the thing about Errol Spence is, when he was talking, obviously he was, you know, it sounded like he was punch drunk. A lot of fans were telling me, right? However, y'all forgot the man just had a surgery. Like, we heard that he broke all his teeth at one point, right? So he obviously had to fix some teeth. So of course he gonna have a little slur or whatever, because at the end of the day, it ain't like he went on a vacation. He went through a life and death situation, and it was a miracle that he survived it. So it's all thanks to God and Allah at the end of the day. However, you know, you can't expect the man to be back like he never left. You know what I'm saying? That's what we hope for. That's what we wish for. That's what we pray for. But at the end of the day, of course, he's going to have a little scratch. You know what I mean? I don't wish no harm on nobody. But they say that, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there. We got kids watching, so I'll leave it at that. New media, Kenny Linder. First comment I laid my eyes on. What's up? Call in, you already know. Shout out to Dante, shout out to DBN. And you know we the past, present, and the future of boxing entertainment. But Errol Spence, like I said, he said, you know, I don't want no tune-up. Matter of fact, he basically saying Danny Garcia is his tune-up. Because to be honest, he kind of need to test the water, but he just felt like he that good. So all the respect to Errol Spence. Now they complain about a guy like Keith Thurman, who, you know, he injured one time and he want to make sure he healed. He want to make sure he okay. And they're like, oh, Keith Thurman, this and that. Oh, he this, he that. And then when Errol Spence want to come back and show that he cut from a different cloth, they want to criticize him for that. So you damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you go the Keith Thurman route, they're gonna say, you know what I'm saying, they still gonna blame you. If you go the truth route, they still gonna blame you some more. So we all know what time it is at the end of the day, you know. So he basically said he want everybody. These guys, they mad that I'm back on, and all I say to that is, yo, shit, I tell you who ain't mad about it. The fans ain't. We can't wait to see Errol Spence back. We can't wait to see the truth. So I'm glad Errol Spence is back. I'm glad he's doing well. It's good to see him with his family, obviously enjoying his time with his family while he can, because when a fighter do fight, that family duties kind of do go away a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So alhamdulillah that Errol Spence is nice and safe, and hopefully we see him against Manny Pacquiao, because it's a surprise to me that Manny Pacquiao is not trying to capitalize on the fact that Errol Spence is back from a serious injury real quick, you know, which we're gonna talk about later. But I thought that Errol Spence was actually gonna like say, hey, I want Manny Pacquiao and that fight's next, because Manny Pacquiao don't have an opponent, Errol Spence don't have an opponent. Yeah, Danny Garcia, he was supposed to fight Errol Spence, but he got an opponent. Mikey Garcia got an opponent. So Manny Pacquiao really gonna fight Amir Khan? Like that's not a good look. But hey, Amir Khan, get your money. People hated on you for saying, hey, I got Manny Pacquiao secured. You know, they doubted at you. So look at you making all that bread. He making more money than Terence Crawford if he making them type of moves. You know, and that's why we have an issue with Terence Crawford business decision. But you know, he knows his pocket better. But just seeing it outside looking in, Terence Crawford, he's not making what the money he should be, because when Floyd Mayweather was pound for pound #1, and obviously not everybody Floyd, but when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was getting paid pretty well at the time, like 12 million, like up to 20 million at one point before he became Money Man. Like Terence Crawford deserved that money, and it's there, which we're gonna talk about him versus Porter. However, like I said, you know, when you got Amir Khan making as much money as Terence, it's like, man. You know, and they couldn't guarantee Terence the Manny Pacquiao fight. Bob Arum coming out saying, oh man, I didn't want him to kill Pacquiao. Like, nah, at the end of the day, you're supposed to look out for Terence too. You know, but it is what it is, fam. But Errol Spence been sparring too. AkHi looking at him. He been sparring hard. I don't know about sparring, man. Hey, fam, I don't know. Soldier, salute to you, but I don't know about sparring, because he is general if he does that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to salute him for real. Because he got to take it easy a little bit. I heard he was punching the pads. I heard he did a little training, a little running, a little walking. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, him versus all these welterweights are great fights. I mean, Errol Spence is the truth for a reason. He here for a reason, not a short season. And that's why he's still here today, because he has a purpose. It's up to him to realize what his purpose is, and all Errol Spence needs is to be as focused as he is inside of the ring as he outside of the ring, and he's heading for greatness. So that was the learning experience. I already told y'all that. And my man, he going, you know, when you the truth, obviously Allah is going to show you that tunnel vision to go straight to success. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, speaking of Terence Crawford, like I said, at the end of the day, I don't want it to come off like as hate, but Terence Crawford, he beat one of my favorite fighters, Gamboa. I told y'all that. I even picked Terence Crawford to win. However, at the end of the day, I was riding for my boy Gamboa, but I picked him. And I told y'all he was a #1 pound for pound potential, and look at him today. So it's not hate. It's just saying, hey, you know, that would have been a better business decision for you. But like I said, I'm not in his shoe. I'm not looking at his contract. So that's just outside looking in, because Mikey Garcia making a lot of money. I mean, Jesse Vargas making a lot of money. You got near Keith Thurman making a lot of money, even though he didn't make that much versus Manny Pacquiao as I thought he would have had, but he still got paid. I mean, Danny Garcia getting paid, Sean Porter getting paid, getting all these big fights. So everybody getting these big fights except the Crawford, and it's hard to see because he's pound for pound #1, and we want to see his potential displayed. So that's all. Like, I don't want to get to see him get old, and then I'm like, damn, I wish I seen him versus this guy in his prime. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So Errol Spence, like I said, he called out my man Crawford. He said he still won that fight. I mean, that's a duh. He said he won Manny Pacquiao, he won Danny Garcia. He didn't mention Keith Thurman. Come on now. One time don't get love no more, man. Come on, he more than just a one-time fighter. Like, Errol Spence, but I felt like Errol Spence thinks like, hey, that fight, you know, he got to do something, man, because after you lost to Pacquiao, you made yourself look bad. But end of the day, Pacquiao is one of the best fighters in the world too, you know. I feel like Terence Crawford should fight either like Danny Garcia or Sean Porter, while Errol Spence fight a Manny Pacquiao or Danny Garcia and then meet. I mean, or even a Keith Thurman somewhere, man. Mix Keith Thurman with somebody, man. Come on, man. He should get love more than one time. We got your voice kind of low, but
you can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better. Yeah. How you doing? Where you from? What's your name?
Hey, this is Espn from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Philadelphia. Okay. J-Rock in the house. I know you up in that town. I see you.
Oh yeah, J-Rock definitely holding it down. I like J-Rock good fighter. But yeah, man, I've been this is my first time actually on your live, man. I've been seeing your work. You know, I follow Dante's Boxing Nation. I started following you when I seen your work on there.
Oh, appreciate it. Shout out to the GOAT.
Man.
Shout out to the GOAT, Dante. Shout out. That's my man.
Shout out to Dante Boxing Nation.
Yeah.
I had to follow you, man, because you definitely be speaking them facts. Yo,
appreciate it, fam. Hey, telling them, hey, they don't want the smoke. They keep talking ish in the comment section, but they don't want to call in.
Listen, boxing fans, definitely. The styles is definitely.
Yeah.
And then I really be going at it with people because they got Errol Spence, right? I seen Errol Spence interview after the fight last night, and he looked good to me. People talking about, he don't look like he gonna come back to boxing. Like how? He just got out of a car accident. Car flipped over less than 2 months ago.
Right.
Walking what you talking about?
You see how the narrative changed. You see how it went from he won't fight again to he gonna need a couple years off his career. He this and that, and then he comes out with a little laceration. Now they talking about look at his voice. Of course, he broke some of his teeth. How you think he gonna sound? But guess what? His energy's still the same. He still want all the smoke. He's still calling out Crawford. He's still calling out Manny Pacquiao. Unlike Canelo Alvarez, he ain't gonna give up no strap. You know what I'm saying? He want all the smoke, man. That's why we got all the respect for Errol Spence and these fighters that not getting their credit just because they on the hope list. That's all. I mean the coincidental list. And best believe it's not a coincidence. And the fact that these fighters from the hopeless getting praised for things they ain't even doing, and they criticize these fighters on the coincidental list. We all know what time it is.
Yeah.
But man, you know at the end of the day you a real one though. I just want to let you know that. So I'm gonna have to have an intro for you. So when you call in, obviously I gotta press on the intro. So you gotta keep me upgraded when it comes to that too.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever your favorite song, favorite hook, whatever, you feel me? Like the truth, whatever you got for me, I got you. I can play it as soon as you call in. So always tune in, always call in, and I appreciate everybody that supports me at the end of the day, because I feel like we all family when it comes to this boxing game.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's definitely dope that I can even reach out and talk to you, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, all right. Take care, fam. Yeah, appreciate my man for calling in. My AkHi, like I said, for the ones that don't know, AkHi stand for my brother, huh? You know, y'all know y'all brother having a little difficulties today, but we getting things back in order. We working with I can't even talk no more. We working with what we have at the moment. But like I said, man, I've been trying to set up this for like 6 hours today, so it's been a struggle, you know. Solo, dolo, calling my professor in from a different state, and he was in, but the call fell through because he couldn't hear me for some reason. Oh, we got another caller calling in. What's up, fam? How you doing?
What's good, bro?
What's good? Oh, say it again.
Jules and Lex.
Okay. What you want to talk about?
No, I was just wanted to talk about the fights.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. How you feel?
I'm going to start off with this Errol Spence thing. I know most people go to the dentist. It's a common thing. And when you go to the dentist, and when you get like your mouth done, like let's say you get wisdom teeth pulled or you get a root canal pulled or something, your mouth is sore and it's cut open, and so what it does is it swells up. So imagine if you get in a car accident, it's going to be the same thing. Your mouth is going to be puffed up in certain areas, and you're going to have to adapt. Your teeth, the teeth that they put in on the dental work, they're going to have to shape and remold to your mouth. Now, when that happens, when he gets time to do that, his mouth will be cool. But I don't know, man. I think that
no, that's good information. That's good information, and that's why he was talking like that. I mean, like you can't expect him to, speak like how he was speaking a couple months ago before the accident. But one thing for sure, his energy was the same. He still wanted to smoke, but like you said, with the fact that, so you think that's more because of the surgery or because of him really being hurt?
I think it's because of the surgery. Like I said,
that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Whenever you get dental work done on your mouth, it takes some time for your mouth to readjust. And then when your mouth readjusts, then that's when you're able to talk, because it has to heal and whatnot, and all the swelling and whatnot has to go down. That's what it really was.
Okay.
About the fights, man, like the fights were good. I think that was the best full card that I've seen this entire year. Now I don't know about the Charlo twins being the fight of the year. It's one of them. I would put that on the top 5.
Well, hold on. Yeah, hold on. You gotta clarify. We gotta know which one is the fight of the year. I say Errol Spence versus Porter. What you say?
I agree with you.
Okay. You say that. All right, that's what's up. Yeah, but you can finish your point. My bad.
No, that's cool. I feel you. I get how you are. But anyways, yeah, man. The cards, they were great yesterday, man. Like, I liked how all of them were they were all action packed, and they were really letting them slug it out. They were really letting the fight yesterday.
And Tony, man, he showed that he a dog, man. Charlo, I don't know how he took all them punches and never backed down. I mean, he obviously was on the back foot, but he was, looking for that knockout the whole night. It didn't discourage him. I mean, the fact that he get punches, still punching, and drop his opponent shows what kind of character he has. He ain't no Chavez, which that's what we're gonna talk about. I mean, Chavez out here, he's doing good. He's doing better than expected. He done took some, Mexican meat in a way. I don't know what he took, but he took some, because he turned down and closed the door on Vada, and he 5 pounds overweight, and he chooses to quit, man. In front of his father, his father embarrassed, man, obviously he a legend. We could speak of his legend all day, but he gonna look at his son you gonna embarrass me like that time and time again. But how you feel about that?
Errol Spence. I see that Errol Spence also on the menu here. Something I did notice. I wonder if I heard he got his teeth kind of a little messed up. So I don't know if he talked a little funny because of the teeth.
It's definitely the surgery. The surgery has to do something with it. I don't think it's he's slurring because he's hurt. Bro. I don't think so. I just think it's surgery, because when you have a surgery in your mouth, man, you gotta fix your teeth. That's tough, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially after an accident like that. So I feel like he'd be okay. Errol Spence ain't he cool, but he ain't a fool. He ain't about to return to the ring against monsters, and then he feel like he's not okay. That's not him. I feel like he good, and I'm glad that he's doing better than a lot of people said, because at the end of the day, you got to keep in mind, Bob Arum not too long ago said Errol Spence, he got a spinal issue, spinal, what? You got people saying, people was already writing off Errol Spence, saying that he ain't gonna be back for a long time, and the fact that he be back 2020, ain't no better the better year, right?
I know what you're saying. No rush on my part. I seem besides the whole mouth thing, I saw there's a little bit of rings around the man's eyes, and I didn't know if he looked a little bit sick. You know what I'm saying? He looked a little like he wasn't 100%.
Yeah, he definitely not 100%. Obviously, he can't fight in a couple months. He at least needs 6 to 7 months. At least it's just looking at him. He obviously still got scars and stuff. So he's still healing up. He not perfect right now. But did you see Lopez versus Max Kellerman interview? People sending it to me. I don't know why they telling me that I need to watch it.
Yeah. Hey, and what's up with all these dentists be calling the show nowadays?
And all that. Man, what you? Yeah, man. Hey, everybody expert nowadays, man. Everybody got Google. They know what time it is. But how you feeling?
Nah, hey, I'm a Spence fan too, but
Oh, okay.
if he goes in there and takes that L, I don't hear no excuses because he's stepping up.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, man. At the end of the day, I don't want to say my boy take an L like that, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if he know better. If you know better, do better. You know what I'm saying? He know better. So like, he better not, go in the ring if he feel like he not ready. Ain't nobody pressuring him at the end of the day. Nobody forcing him to fight Crawford. Like Crawford calling him out, but he could fight Porter for the meantime. Like, so take your time if you feel like, you don't want to be a one time at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be a one time. However, like they criticize Keith Thurman for taking too long. So let's not criticize Errol Spence because he felt like, hey, he stated like, man, they mad that I'm back. They mad that I'm like, oh man, he out here, he got the same energy like he never left. So I'm all for it as long he feel like he okay. But like you said, he was talking, obviously, because after the surgery. I mean, maybe that's the surgery, maybe not. But at the end of the day, we will never know till we see him in the ring. But, I feel like he good enough. As long as he don't fight like a Crawford next, he be all right.
Hey, how'd you score that Spence Porter fight?
I feel like it was a war. A lot of rounds was close, but you got to give the close rounds to the guy that does better. I mean, I feel like a lot of people watching a close fight, they automatically, as soon as, the A side is having a close round, they automatically give the round to the B side. Like, you got to watch the fight, and I had it 8-4, and he dropped them. But even some of the rounds that Errol Spence won, he really did a lot of great work, but so did Sean Porter. He was landing a lot of great body shots, a lot of head shots, but Errol Spence, he didn't get credit for his defense because he fought him in the pocket, he fought his fight, and he blocked a lot of shots.